everyone, it's Brona from BronaghsBeautyandBooks.com, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to be reviewing a palette from Live Love London Makeup Obsession. So this is the wee outside of the palette here. I actually really love this palette. I've had it for a while and I've been trying out like a lot of different looks with it, well, as different as my looks can get. And I've discovered that I really love all the wee colours in it, and it's just been really brilliant. So here's your first look inside the actual palette. I'm just going to remove the brush so it doesn't go everywhere. So that's all the different wee colours. I actually love them, they're all really brilliant. Then you also get a wee brush with it. You can see one side is completely rounded, whereas the other is more like of a flat tip. So like one side you use more for like cut creasing, the other you use more for just like dabbing your colour on, which I found really useful. I tend to only really use the bottom one. I haven't used this flatter side as much as I've used the bottom one, personally, because I just love being able just to glide a colour on. I find it so much easier to work with. So I would say this is quite a neutral palette in comparison to like the likes of Naked and things like that. It would be quite similar in that it's more neutral colours that aren't like, I want to say it's in your face, but then again black and green kind of really are. But what I mean is like that there would be the green one. I'm actually going to do that line backwards, clearly. So that would be the middle row there of colour. I don't know, can you see that? I hope you can. Of colour just from that palette. I think the colours are really great and they actually turned out quite well. Just going to get a wipe so that I can show you the other lines of colour. Hopefully in a decent order this time. But I have found the colour is really long lasting, like compared to some other like cheaper palettes you would get. I actually forgot to mention that. This palette actually retails quite cheaply. You can buy it in British home stores, which is quite useful because normally in most larger cities you can just walk right into one, and haven't tried it myself yet and like trying to find one. Probably should do that before. It's really easy to find. Then that's the top row of colour. As you can probably see, they're quite well pigmented, like, because that's just a couple of swipes of your finger. And then like it just comes out that colour on your eyelid as well, which I actually love. I find the colours to be really well pigmented. I really love them. I've actually found that they last all day as well, which is something that is really big up on my what I want from eyeshadow wish list. And then here is the bottom row. Just in semi-colour order. I have a message. So, and those are the colours just in the tray, just so you know what I'm actually trying to show you. God, I've never done this before. I'm quite unsure what I'm actually meant to be talking about. And then to the side you just have like your three neutrals. I would class them as like highlighting colours or more of a base colour. I know myself, I use them as base colours, or like, I'm going to call this the wrong name. You know the water duct you have beside your eye? You can really highlight that if you just put a bit of like a light eyeshadow or a white eyeshadow in there. It opens up your eyes, it makes you look so much more awake, which is a huge thing you'll be wanting if you are doing your eyeshadow to last all day. Just giving the mirror a white clean while I'm in here with a wipe. That's where my bin is, by the way. I'm not just like throwing that into the bliss. So what I'm actually wearing on my eyes at the minute is a mixture of what is clearly my most used eyeshadow in the palette, and I also done a bit of a mixture of those two as kind of like a cut crease, but I'm really scared of like using really dark colours in my eyes, so I just realised that mirror's like really badly reflecting my light. But what I have done is I've tried to like lightly do a minor cut crease. It's probably not even as obvious as I think it is. It's probably not even obvious at all. Mostly because I tried to do it with a fluffy brush. But what I genuinely love about this palette is just how like well the colours actually do come out. Can you actually see the colours? very minorly. But for me, this palette, while being an extremely affordable palette, most of the Live palette, I can never talk whenever I film, it's quite bad. Most of Live Love London is, 1 second, is under the like normal budget range price. I think everything ranges from like £3 to £15. I'm not 100% sure. I'll fill in if I'm wrong. I'll write it in the description box. But most of the stuff in this range ranges from £3 to £15, which is extremely affordable. I'd say they're like the same sort of price range as MEA Cosmetics, maybe slightly cheaper than Makeup Revolution, because I'm not sure what their most expensive product actually is. And for the price, I'd assume £15 things are probably the palettes, so assuming this is £15, I've tried to find it online, but I just never seem to be able to find it. But what I find about it is the colours are amazing. I've been using one of those colours nearly daily since I got it, and it's still there. I haven't hit any form of pan yet. The colours are so well pigmented. It doesn't take much to build up a really nice, bright colour. It just shows like, yes, I did put a colour on my eyelids today. I did decide to highlight these. Like at the minute I'm literally just wearing a base colour and like a wee bit of another one just to bring it out a bit, and I can already see myself that the inner bits are lightened. You can see a little bit of darker there going into the lighter one, which I like. That's how I like to do my eyeshadow. I've never been a big one for experimenting with it. I'm more likely to go out with like a big lip colour. I don't know why, it just seems to be my thing. My lips are always like my statement. Really overall, I fully recommend it. I think it is one of the best palettes I have, and that's saying quite a bit. I have a couple of naked palettes, a couple of Makeup Revolution, and I think I have another palette that's just from like a nameless cheap brand that you can buy on like Whiteshare. So another's like, yeah, those kind of nameless ones, and this one's up there in like my top palettes. Whenever I go away, like, as you all know, me and my partner do not live close to each other. We spend weekends together, so whenever I'm playing with a brush now, whenever I go up to his, I always bring it or one of my naked palettes or both with me up to his, and I just live on those during the weekend. I think they're brilliant, and this one is really versatile. Like, just looking at it, I can even see like you could easily get your smoky eye by using this colour, this colour, this colour, and then maybe that one there as a base. You can kind of see which ones I use more. I also think you've got quite a good wee selection of sparkly and matte shadows in here. In my own personal opinion, I'd say these three here are more sparkly, whereas this one is probably the mattest out of those. Most of the colours along here are quite matte, though this one does have sparkle in it. Just that one. Just trying to get them to sparkle. There's quite a few matte ones in this, which I know for some people it's like a big thing. I know quite a lot of people like the really matte eyeshadow looks. Personally, I love a good bit of sparkle. I actually bought a thing which is pure glitter in a tub to put on my eyes. And I really do mean it is just pure sparkle. I'll have to talk about that on my blog someday. But overall, it is a brilliant palette. I fully recommend it. And like all the other Live Love London things I've had, it is brilliant. And I do love it. I'm lost for words about it because I actually cannot think of other words to describe it other than it's brilliant, you should go buy it. But like I said, you've got a selection of sparkly or shimmery shades and your matte shades, which gives you that option to have like a matte base with a shimmery bit over the top, or do your smoky eye and then use one of the lighter shimmery shades. Like, I might regret this, but let's say you got the black one. So that's just the black there. I've done this in the wrong hand. I don't bend this way. I'm just going to do this on the other side of my hand. Give me a second. I forgot what way I bend. The best part is you get very little product fallout with this. So that is the black eyeshadow there. You can probably see the other side of my hand now. I just don't really bend that way. And then what I'm going to do is just add a bit of the glittery one on top. to show you that it doesn't even really lighten it down. So you could literally do your full look and then just add a layer of glitter. And as you can see, the colour is still as opaque. Then if you were to blend that out, which clearly you'd be doing in your own eye, not on the back of your hand, but bear with me. So that is the glittery black then blended out a bit. And I honestly think that would be a brilliant colour if you were doing your smoky eye, if you were going out for like I want to say over the top night eye look. It's not something I do myself, mostly because I can't do a smoky eye. There's a confession and a half, I don't know how to do a smoky eye. But for the price of the palette, the quality is really unreal. It's really quite well up there, which you wouldn't expect from a £15 palette. I think the only ones it really compares to in its like price range and like field will be the W7 palettes, which are renowned for being great value, really cheap palettes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to search again, see if I can actually find a link to the direct palette. So look at that outside packaging, it's so sparkly. I love sparkly things. If you don't know that by now, you'll never know it about me, but I really just love things that like sparkle. But what I'll do is I'll link down to the palette, or even just Live Love London section on the British Home Store's site, or even if they have their own site. I think they do have their own site. So I'll leave links to all that down in the description so you can go check them out yourself. I'd nearly be sure if you were to Google it and write reviews after it, you would get a couple of other ones up. This was sponsored, so that's how I know there's probably a couple of others that have received these and should be giving you reviews as well. They might be able to say better things than me, which is probably quite honest. But please, if you do like the sound of this, go check it out. Go have a look and see if you can get it in your local store. I know at the minute British Home Stores are closing down in certain shops. Maybe you don't have one near you anymore. But if you do get a chance to go into one, do go in, do have a look around for Live Love London and just see their products, because I've had this and a couple of lip products and I think they're brilliant. Like, the lip products stay on all day. And so does the eyeshadow, and it's all really cheap. It's really high quality, cheaper cosmetics, which is what most people need in their lives. So if you want, you can head on over to bronaghsbeautyandbooks.com, where we should have other reviews. You can find the lip products there as well. I'll be linking them in my description box, just so you can go find them if you are interested in learning more about them. Also, there should be new posts up, hopefully Monday through Friday this week, and then I'll be back again on YouTube next Saturday again. I'll see you then. Bye!